Hey guys, and welcome to another video about NIKKE Goddess of Victory. In this video, we will be going over my pre-release analysis for Helm, the first ever limited banner in NIKKE. We will also be taking a look at the latest information about how the limited banners work so you have an idea before you pull for her or any of the other future units. If you're only interested in my pre-release analysis for Helm, feel free to skip to this timestamp. And if you find this useful, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and let's get started. So first up, we have some great news about the special recruit banner in NIKKE. The first thing to take note about is that the chance of getting an SSR from the special recruit banner is the same with the standard recruit banner, which is 4%. But the chance of getting the featured character is at 2%. So basically, you have a 50% chance to get the featured character whenever you trigger an SSR drop. And the good thing about the special recruit banner is that it's very free to play friendly, and I also think that this is one of the better gacha systems out there. Essentially, you will get 1 golden mileage ticket for every pull that you do, and once you collect 200, you will be able to trade that in for a single copy of the limited time character. And the best part about this is that you don't have to use the golden mileage ticket for the character or the banner right now. You can actually save it for a future character down the line. So if you happen to get Helm early, you can save the golden mileage tickets you have left for a different character. The special recruit banner will probably be the best way to spend your gems if you want to get more characters. You can spend all of your gems on it, and it will guarantee you at least 1 SSR within 200 pulls. I'll definitely be trying to get Helm for content purposes, and I'm curious if you will also pull for her, so let me know down in the comments below. Next up, I will be going over my pre-release analysis for Helm. I will mostly focus on how her kit functions, how she compares with the other units that fill the same role, and which teams will benefit the most from her kit. Helm is classified as an attacker that uses a sniper rifle, and she also has a burst type 3. Her skill 1 increases the critical rate for her teammates after she fires the last bullet in her magazine, while her skill 2 increases the attack for everyone in her team, and at the same time, it permanently increases the team's damage to the enemy's weak points, which means you can disrupt the enemy's special attacks even faster. Helm can also give her team a very strong lifesteal that lasts for 10 whole seconds whenever she uses her burst. This can be very useful, and based on the high scaling on her lifesteal, it is possible that she will eliminate the need for you to run a dedicated healer in your team. She looks to be a very strong unit for stages where there is just one target because her kit is very single target oriented, from her burst skill only affecting one enemy and her weapon being a sniper rifle. But she does provide a lot of buffs to her team, which will compensate for the lack of personal damage. Moving on, how does Helm compare to the other characters that fill the same role? Characters that are also burst type 3 attackers. For this part, I want to reference the Pride Wind tier list just to make it easier to give you an idea on where I think she stands on the meta. The first thing you will notice about these characters in the same role is that the competition is pretty steep. You have the best DPS in the game in the form of Scarlet, and you have other top tier characters like Haran, Snow White, and Guillotine. When you compare Helm to these characters, the recurring issue that Helm has is her single target focused kit. Characters like Scarlet and Julia deal damage to multiple enemies at a time, so Helm underperforms outside of the single target scenarios compared to the other characters who are generally more flexible. Another thing you really need to consider, especially if you're free to play, is that you will actually be able to get a free copy of Privacy just by completing mission. And just like Helm, Privacy is also an attacker with a burst type 3. Privacy can increase the attack of everyone in her team. She can stun enemies with her burst skill. She has a very high burst potential, and the most unique thing about her kit is that she can reduce the magazine capacity for your characters while significantly increasing their reload speed. This is very helpful in teams where you have characters that have skills that are triggered after firing their last bullet. Privacy is overall a very strong candidate for a burst type 3 attacker in your team, especially considering that she's free. That's a big reason why I find it hard to recommend going deep into Helm's banner when you can have access to a character like Privacy. Moving on, where can you expect to see Helm shine? Aside from the obvious single target scenarios, I believe that you can still make Helm viable in other teams and other scenarios. As I mentioned earlier, Helm has a lot of buffs that she gives to everyone in her team, so this will compensate for her lack of damage. You can take a look at something like a 1-1-3 team, a team with a burst type 1 support, a burst type 2 support or defender, and the rest of the team being burst type 3 attackers. Helm might not be dealing much damage, especially in stages where there are a lot of enemies, but she is further enabling the 2 other attackers in your team with her different buffs. So in conclusion, why should you pull for Helm? If you are looking for a decent DPS character that can provide strong buffs to help your team deal more damage, Helm is a good option. If you're looking for a character that can boost your team's performance in single target scenarios and possibly even eliminate the need for a dedicated healer, Helm is an excellent choice. And if you're looking for a hot Esdeath waifu that has a high jiggle per second, then Helm is definitely a must pull. With all that being said, hopefully you found this video useful. Good luck on your pulls if ever you decide to pull for her. And as always, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.